At the song launch, you spoke about your days, at in Eldam Road, and where you said that you used to discuss about your dreams of making movies. I just wanted to, know what were those days like when you were discussing movies then. What kind of a journey were you going on then? What kind of a journey was then? And in terms of cinema as well, what kind of a time it was?
May I start? He was a star by that time. Okay, I mean, in Tamil cinema, had found a new actor star, and he was right on top. But he had his house open. There could be several writers, there could be several actors, several technicians who could just drop in, hang around, and have a chat with him. So it was like a breeding ground. There's so many of us could drop in there in the evenings and just chat about anything. And he would come and he will chat with all of us, and then he'll go. It's time for him to go for the next day. Next day he had to work. We didn't have to work. So, so it was like it was an amazing place for a technician to grow. There was a place where you can, go in and talk cinema and come back from it looking forward to the next time. So that's how it was.
Yeah.
And I would like to revisit that conversation because we've forgotten most of it. But that's very interesting because it's fearless time.
Yeah.
It's not lack of responsibility. We wanted the responsibility, but none of it was fiscal. It was, we were ready to do anything.
Yeah.
We never thought of money. That is the thing. Also because both of us, did not come into movies to somehow make money. We did not come into movie to allay poverty. That gave us that advantage of the security of not doing something in a hurry. In spite of all that, I've done about 150 films which I need not have done.
Okay. Okay.
In spite of that.
I'm not counting mine, okay?
No, yeah. He has very few to begin with, two out of 200 and odd.
So I was going to ask you about your regrets in your career. Now you have said that you have 150.
Which, no, 150 I need not have done. That's what I'm saying. And I mean, if I grade the rest of the 100 films, there is still a category where I'll put certain films in the top row of, because it can't be one film topping, and another good film will come and put it in its place.
Yeah.
So that's it. I think that I used to think, what is it that slowed the other person who I thought will be better than me? I envied him. How come he slowed? Only because of financials.
But do you think that financial pressures are even more today? Like,
Yes, yes, yes.
so
It is.
that hampers
It's
the
plaguing
creativity.
everyone. Nobody is. I heard recently Satyajit Ray designing an ad for his second film or fourth film, because his third film did not do well. He wanted to push it to the audience. I was surprised. Why would Satyajit Ray think of that? But everyone has to think of it.
I think it's the nature of the business. It's
a business.
It is an art form which involves a lot of capital and involves a wider audience. So there is always, you have to take that into consideration. I can't just say that I will do only what I want. At what cost? At whose cost? So there is a balance that you always strike. But within that balance, it's possible for you to, try to be as sensible as you can, as logical, as believable as you can, So that is where you find people who are on similar wavelengths.
Okay. And so, Thug Life, Thug Life, I want to ask you, when you were writing this movie, like you said, that you have to, take it all into account while making a movie. Was there some compromises because of the commercial aspect of the movie making business?
All movies have it. That's why I quoted Ray Saab. Because if Ray has it, how are we to escape it? Because I've spoken to Benegal sir. They all have that concern.
Yeah.
And you cannot be, the only place safely you can do without fear and do what you want is in the Film Institute,
Yes.
for which you pay. So we collect money, so we are answerable to that ticket.
Okay. Yes. So, how did Thug Life start? What was the starting point of this movie?
So many places. I don't even remember where all we went, from science fiction to. Well, only thing is, fortunately, we didn't go into one terrain because he just completed Ponniyin Selvan.
Yeah.
So he didn't want any horses, anything.
So you.
Now, I'm sure if you even watch this film is shot in Delhi, you won't even find a Jhatka horse in the film. It's all cars. He wanted to get away from that. I can understand that.
Yeah. And so you both wrote this film. So what was that process like? Working. You have worked with him as an artist. Now
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
worked with him as
Yeah.
an multiple things. He's an actor. He's a producer. He's a writer as well.
I think when we are doing one, we forget about the rest.
Yeah.
When we were writing, it was an idea that he had, and then we
Yeah, that's
developed,
it.
and then
While
it kind
while eating, you don't bathe. You'll dilute the food.
Yeah.
So it was very easy. It didn't really make a difference when that is there on paper. It is on paper. When you come to the set, it's an actor in there.
I
And the
remember, I
producer's
think it
job
was
is back far away.
first day ನಮ್ಮ RKFIL meet பண்ணோம்ல, first
Yeah.
meeting. So they were all arranging for this meeting. Then none of them had an experience of working with us together. So this was separate, this was separate. So when they had conceived of how it's going to be, they had written the scene. It didn't go according to them because they had arranged for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and probably be ready for dinner. Our first meeting was over in 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, and so I want to ask you something. I saw the teaser, the first teaser that came out, and you said the character's name is Rangaraya Saktivelu Naikar, and you played Saktivelu Naikar in Nayagan. So, is there a connection between the two?
I think we like the name. There is certain amount of sentiment. I don't believe in that luck business because I truly believe there's nothing called luck for those who deserve it. So that's it. And we can keep talking because I don't want to change the answers because this question's been asked so much. We are trying to improve on the answers. We shouldn't because then the truth will get diluted. I think we enjoyed making the film and I wrote a film and he liked the idea. So it is not like I'm writing and how is this? We were not exchanging notes like that. Whenever he had a thing, he let me write a scene. I'll send it. He might use it or he might not use it at all. I think the best place where the actual thing happened was when we sat together on the set. Because the script was there, which means we know the blueprint of the whole thing. And then I did something, and there are certain scenes we revisited again as technicians, actors, and for various other reasons. I don't know the technical reasons. But as actor, I readily agreed to go back to it and then call the whatever okay take as the final take. The moment he said, let's try another way, it was not done after lunch. It was done after a day or two, maybe, I don't remember.
Yes, Manisha, I have to ask you something. Your films have often, crossed the language barriers. Do you think that, audiences are finally, moving past this divide of North versus South in cinema?
Yeah, I think I think it's always been that way. I think Chandralekha was a film which was done long back and it went across. It just Now it's become a lot more easier with platforms available, so people are open to it. It's just a question of people getting, you know, uh, comfortable and familiar with the stories and the actors, and it is good that it's expanding. You know?
And it will, because we are also, as I said, we are work in progress. We'll catch up with music. Cinema will catch up with music soon and become international, because there's no language required. To understand Ravi Shankar, uh, Mr. George Harrison doesn't need a translator.
Yeah.
It just comes to him directly. Films will speak that way soon.
Yeah, and also one thing that I've the politics in your movies have always been unabashed. It has been there. You have never shied about what you want to speak through the movie. Do you think that this aspect of filmmaking is like lesser today because people sense a fear as well, like in telling stories of the society?
That will always be there. Depends on who's dictating you. Sometimes it's a business, sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's an invading imperial country like England telling us how much footage we should shoot because they are having a war in Europe. So our film's length was reduced and we had to obey that. So we are not comfortable and we are not disobedient. What we do is civil disobedience.
Yeah, should find ways. I think sometimes those restrictions makes you think out of the box, come at it differently. I mean, the whole of European cinema has come out of that. In the land of so many restrictions, there have been brilliant filmmakers who have made films. So we can't use it as an excuse. It will be there. It's a fact of life. It's not only for filmmakers. It's true for everybody. For a journalist, it's true. For a writer, it's true.
And this is not something new, that the fear factor that is generated among artists. It happened in Germany, it happened in Italy. I mean, Christian clergy will used to come on census.
Yeah.
There was no government fixing an art, but it was the church. Religion was fixing art, which was very constricting.
Yeah, and so last two questions, just last two questions. When you think of your careers respectively, what do you think is the secret behind, for longevity, to have a long career? You started at the age of 5, and today you're in your 70s. So what is the key to be, to have a long career? It's a question to both of you. And what do you, to add to that, what do you think that the newer generation can learn from both of you?
I still feel that I've not yet want to do more. I don't think I've been long enough. But I think it's a combination. It's your thirst, it's your desire, and to an extent, there's a breaks that come at the right time. I mean, I was asked to do Nayakan at a time where I could move from one standard to another. Doors opened, and that sets other doors open. So it happens. It's life. It throws. Sometimes you hit a wrong shot and the ball comes correctly. So it's similarly. Sometimes it needs that breaks that happen, and that your desire and your thirst and your, you know, accepting that you can reach higher. I mean, there are so many people who are doing fantastic stuff, and you really admire them and want to reach somewhere close. So all that put together is what keeps you going.
Yeah. Your take on that, sir?
I think keep your brain active and health, or the body in working condition at least. You don't have to flex like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but keep it in working condition. Everybody knows the secret, but nobody practices it. We have been careless also. We could have done better films. I'm not talking about the health. Everybody dies. A truck could hit you and die. But a film won't kill you. That way we are fortunate. A bad film won't kill you.
Yeah.
But it'll happen slowly. If you continue making bad film, you'll have to. You still won't be killed. You'll be sent out.
Yeah. And Manisha, since your reunion with Kamal sir has happened, when is this other reunion with Rajni sir going to happen? I'm very curious about that.
Even I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, you don't plan 2 steps ahead. Things will happen. I think one at a time. You do this, and then you have to have an idea. You have to have a script before you think of the next one.